Hey guys, what's up everybody? Hello, hello. Back from your adventures. I don't have any adventures, man. I don't know. No, we're just gonna do a short stream today, guys. I got a lot
Hearth!
going on. I gotta work on
Boys,
some stuff.
make
So
some room by the
all
hearth,
I
would
wanted
ya?
to do was hop on and real quick just give you guys a chance to talk through new cards with me. We'll make it a quick one, maybe just like hour and a half, something hour. As soon as we get through the new cards, I'm going to call it quits just because I got so much going on. But I thought I'd say hello. Rack Toner with 10 months, dude. Thank you. Hey, Smokey, Tentacle, No Sam, Executus, Eagle Slayer, Dr. Frank, Ninja, Keeser Vlad, Chomskicho, Clinner98, Brayton. I saw your comment. Yeah, I thought it was funny. You acted like I wouldn't know who you were in your comment. I knew who you were. I recognize your name. It's like almost the same. You have the name Brayton on YouTube too, so I was like 99% sure it was you. You replied as if I was like mad at you or something. I was just discussing my thoughts. I wasn't upset or trying to disparage your comments or anything. Just sharing my take. But good to see you, dude. Hey, Carlon, what's up? We have not really played any Wild Murloc Shaman. No, we have not. Skoxty, Kazgars, hello guys. So let's just real quick. Let's just start talking through these cards. I wanted to get everybody's take on these. I already put out my full review for all of these new ones. But I like hearing what you guys have to say, talking through them. You change my mind sometimes. I learn a little bit. So finally saw the trailer for Witcher. Yeah, dude, it looked pretty cool. I am excited about it. I just checked out your reviews and I'm disagreeing with a few of them. Perfect, good. And that means we're gonna learn something. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Again, I am short on time, so pretty quick stream today. I'm even gonna put that in the title so people no. Short stream. Not to expect much. Not to expect much. Myra's with a 3/3 hand buff. I don't think that's gonna be good. Way too slow. Way too slow. So let's talk about pressure plate. This is I was just discussing this in a Discord, so I got some fresh thoughts on it, so I thought we'd talk through it. How quick is quick? I don't know, like just until we get through all the new cards. So, you know, we'll spend 5-10 minutes per card or something, so I don't know, an hour, hour and a half, something like that. Just I'll be back tonight for another stream, so don't freak out if you're sad about the short stream. I just got a lot to do. So short stream here, and then we'll be back tonight. So pressure plate. I gave this card 2 stars. I've seen a lot of people rating it over 4 stars, which I think is high. 3 stars I could live with, but 4 seems high to me. I think it's like 4.4 right now on the community ratings I saw. 4.2. So the reason I think this is a 2-star card is a couple things. Well, really just one thing. I don't think the reward is all that worth it. I think it's a worse Deadly Shot. Deadly Shot destroys a random enemy minion, right? But the cool thing about Deadly Shot is you decide when it goes off. So there's 2 things that means. It means you can wait for an opportune moment where your opponent only has one big thing out there. Alternatively, you can set up a board state to maximize the odds that your Deadly Shot connects with the right target. So you can, like, you know, if you have a weapon, you can trade off into a small 1/1 or something, right? Or you can kill command a medium sized thing and then Deadly Shot, right? There are ways to manipulate your Deadly Shot randomness into a favorable position. So that's good. Beyond that, you can cast Deadly Shot immediately. So if your opponent plays a big 8/8 and you need to kill it now, you can Deadly Shot right away. It's reactive. Pressure Plate doesn't offer any of those luxuries. You don't get to decide when to use it. You play it proactively. Your opponent dictates when it goes off. Because people are going to learn this secret and they're going to know that sometimes if it's in the meta that Pressure Plate means, okay, if I play a spell, I risk losing my minions. So they have a little bit of influence over when it goes off, right? Beyond that, they have influence over the result of it. They can play a bunch of small stuff alongside a big thing and reduce the likelihood that the big thing is hit. Now, not every deck will have that luxury, but they could still play a few smaller things or just toss in some stuff, right? Or they can just attack first and then get a value trade, which Deadly Shot can't do because, again, it's reactive. So they just get a value trade. They get to do some face damage with their 8/8 first. Then they kill it off anyway. So they get some upside there. And then finally, well, What's the final thing I was going to say? Oh, well, no, I basically said it. So they get to dictate when it goes off, and they get to dictate the result, right? Which doesn't happen with Deadly Shot. You give your opponent far more influence of the secret than you do with a card like Deadly Shot, and in fact, far more influence than with most secrets. Most secrets, your opponent gets to dictate the activation point, like when it triggers, but they don't get to dictate the result as much. Like a rat trap is always a 6/6. It's not occasionally a 1/1 because your opponent did something to influence the outcome. With Pressure Plate, they have an option to make this a 1/1 instead of a 6/6, right? They can try to manipulate their favor in a little bit of ways, so it's far less likely to connect. Now, I did ignore some advantages of secrets in general, things like friction and disrupting your opponent's plays. There are always invisible results of that, like making them do something suboptimal, but other secrets do those things too. So secrets, at the end of the day, the payoff is the result itself, not usually just the kind of manipulation of friction. You do need that result to be meaningful, not just disruptive. So I think that the fact that this result is to me much worse than many other secret results does mean it's weaker than other Hunter secrets. And we're not comparing this in a vacuum, right? We're comparing this to other Hunter secrets. So, Racktoner, yes, very true. Would Pressure Plate be better if it was like Misdirection when your opponent casts a spell, counter it, and recast at a different target? That would be awesome, actually. Yeah, that'd be cool. It's kind of like Spellbender, I guess, but random. Yeah. Good with generation. Yeah, I think it'll be fine when you randomly generate it off of Secret Plan and stuff. I just don't think it'll be better than other secrets you'd want to run in your secret deck. And secret decks are already cutting secrets. It's not like every secret makes the cut in a secret deck. And I don't know which one would supplant this, right? Like, or which one would this supplant? Which secret would this replace in the list right now? I don't know if that happens. I feel that this is at least a 3-star card. People can play around it, but it feels similar to Explosive Runes, in which people can play around it, but it still is painful either way. Well, I don't think it's like Explosive Runes much at all, because Explosive Runes has a good outcome. Not like Explosive Runes, you're getting that damage is why you cared about Explosive Runes. It wasn't even really killing the minion that mattered so much. So when they tried to play around Explosive Runes by playing like a 1/1 to preserve their minion, you were still pumped because you got 5 face damage. Like, that's what made Explosive Runes good in Secret Mage, is they liked the burn damage. So you either killed a good minion or you got a ton of face damage. If Pressure Plate did 5 face damage every time you killed a small thing, yes sir, let's go. Like, that would be great. Maybe that's not the best example. I know it's hard to come up with good examples in the moment. So I don't really know if this is painful either way. If your opponent just has like a lackey they can toss in and it dies, they're probably not that sad. They got some Battlecry value and you killed a 1/1 for 2 mana. Like, that's usually going to be a good trade for them. And some decks will just never trigger this. A Zoo Warlock might literally never activate this. They might just be like, oh, okay, cool. Just ignore this the rest of the game and play minions, right? And it's not a huge sacrifice for you at 2 mana. It's not like you've lost multiple turns or anything, but you've still made a little bit of a tempo disadvantage. Is there a tap and stream coming soon? Yes, tomorrow. Yeah. It is good against token decks who try setting up lethal via Bloodlust and Savage Roar. But is it really? Like, you kill one small minion and maybe save yourself like 5 health? Would you just be better off with Explosive Trap, or, you know, Misdirection, or a Freezing Trap would work the same exact way? I don't know. So what secret would you run it over, right? That's my challenge. What are you cutting for it? Which one are you cutting for it? Sizer, I agree with everything you said. Yeah, that sounds right. I don't want to be a douche, but I think you really give safe stars to some of those cards. Go more crazy and give some 5 stars and 1 stars. I literally gave a card 5 stars today. so Capsu, I think you just have a different sense of what a scale should look like. A lot of people think a distribution for card reviews should be where there's an equal flat distribution where... here, let me draw it out real quick. Some people don't know what I mean by this if you're not a stats guy. So some people think that there should be a distribution like this for card reviews. These are histogram, these are bars, right? Some people think a distribution should look like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there should be an equal number of every card. But I don't think that's how Hearthstone happens in reality. What distributions in Hearthstone really look like are this. This is what a real Hearthstone distribution looks like when you look at how cards play out in reality. There just aren't that many meta-defining 5-star cards. There are a handful of good 4-star cards, but most cards. This might even actually. I think 2 is really the most common star rating for Hearthstone cards. Most cards don't get played in Hearthstone, right? These are like the good cards. If you look at any given expansion, there's like maybe 30 good cards that get played, and there's like 100 that suck. Or, you know, like 70 that suck, 30 that are like, yeah, okay, maybe, and then like 30 that are really good. So I don't think the flat distribution where you give a lot of stuff 5 stars and a lot of stuff 1 stars makes sense at all. I think 1 and 5 should be very low. 1 should be higher than 5, but it should not be a lot, and 5 shouldn't be a lot. So this like mentality that you should go out on a limb and make a stance, I don't agree with that actually. I think it's cool that you think that. It's fine. That's a totally reasonable perspective, but it's just not one that I share. I think it's way better to try to match up to reality, where we have a lot of 2-star cards in Hearthstone and a pretty good number of 3 and 4-star cards, but not that many 5s and 1s. So basically, I matched up to a true bell curve instead of a flat distribution. And if you don't like that, that's okay. I mean, I don't think you're a bad person for it. It's just we have a different approach. You may not like my reviews, and that's fine too. So for me, like usually there's like 4 or 5 5-star cards and like maybe 10 1-star cards. Most everything falls in the 2s, 3s, and 4s. The 2/2 taunt that you gave 5 stars to, I would have given 4 stars to. I just know that Stonehill was good, so I gotta believe a little bit. What would you say your average rating for Rise of Shadows was? I don't know. There's numbers for that. Somebody ran the. We have that. I could look it up somewhere, but I don't know it right now. I think it was like 2.7 or something, which is about where I want to land. Rise of Shadows was one of the historically better expansions. It was probably an average of over 3. It was a higher distribution than normal. Part of that was the rotation and Hall of Faming of some big stuff. So I think first expansions of a given rotation should probably be biased a little higher than any future expansions. I think that's probably how the meta works out. According to this, Snipe is bottom half card, and this secret seems better than Snipe. Okay, I like that. That's an interesting perspective. Is Snipe a bottom half card? When I look at drawn win rate in that link you sent me, Snipe is like top 6. Even Mulligan win rate, it's almost top half. But played and drawn win rates, and drawn win rate is really, in my opinion, kind of the most important of all of them. Drawn win rate is actually considerably higher. All of the secrets have good win rates in this deck, though, for drawn win rate. They're just all good. Like, they all are the top 6 spots in the deck or something. Snipe might be the one thing I'd consider cutting, though, if I were going to cut any secret here. It is the lowest of all the secrets, even though it's still pretty high for the deck. The one thing about Snipe is the result is guaranteed. You know what I mean? Like, you know what you're going to get out of it. So Snipe can be better than Pressure Plate, for instance, right? Because you always do 4 damage. Pressure Plate might only do, well, I mean, I guess worst case, Snipe and Pressure Plate are the same. They both kill 1/1s or whatever, right? There is a more upside to Pressure Plate, but Snipe has more consistency. So I guess it's whether you value variance or whether you value consistency with Snipe versus Pressure Plate. But beyond that, Pressure Plate still does it gives your opponent more control, I think. I don't know. Snipe is the best thing that you'd consider cutting for it. I'll give you that. I do agree with that. With weirdly specific cards requiring multiple copies, are you expecting a cheap, neutral, faceless style minion? I don't know, man. A lot of people are thinking that. I'm not so sure. If so, it might hit later. So let's go ahead and move on to other cards. Again, I don't have all day here, so... let's take a look at the Never Set Ritualist. I gave this 3 stars. I honestly think it's like a 2-star card. I don't know why I gave it 3. Just to be safe, I guess. But I think it's probably really a 2-star card. Dumpcat, thanks for the 20 months, man. Thanks for the 20 months, dude. Arena definitely makes sense. In Constructed, I don't see it. I don't think like Heal Druid or Priest care enough. Reborn is certainly a possibility, maybe like a Reborn Paladin, but most Reborn minions we've seen so far, including the new one today, have really tiny health totals. So this doesn't even make sense with Reborn at the moment. It's only healing for like 1 based on all the current Reborn cards. So even that so far isn't really an indication of any success. It does a cool thing. It has a cool stat line. So it looks okay. I mean, it could work. I guess that's why I gave it 3 stars, is like, it's doing something pretty powerful. But is that enough? Is that enough? Could go on a zoo. I mean, zoo minions don't usually have enough health to really benefit a ton. There is some heal zoo synergy stuff we've seen in the past, but most zoo minions have like 1, 2, or 3 health. It's not like this is a huge role. Like, would you be better off just running like the potion vendor than this? Like, would the 2 health from potion vendor heal for more than this card, right? Normally in a zoo deck, maybe, yeah, it would probably be about the same, and then you'd heal face a little bit, and like you could heal more stuff. So I'm curious. No, Sam's got a link. What is this? Oh, our Rise of Shadows ratings? When I look at this, it doesn't have anything. I don't know what this is. There's nothing showing for me. It's just an empty document. Oh, hold up. Oh, never mind. There's tabs. I see. Oh my god, no, Sam. This is incredible. Wow. I need to make sure I bookmark this. Oh, yes. These are where you're rating the differences, too. Wow, you've really done a good job with this, dude. This is crazy. I know I've seen this before, but this is even better than expected. Wow. So I'm not going to be able to take the time to do distributions and histograms and stuff on this live on stream, but that is definitely the exact sort of resource we need to learn more about how our reviews are stacking up. That's pretty sweet. I think you underestimated the new warrior spell. Multiple +2/+2s is really big, and they're pushing small taunts. So the hand buff, it's also more impactful and fast. I know how it's supposed to work. I just don't think it's going to be as powerful an option as other cards you might include in your list. I think that I think I gave it 3 stars, by the way. That means I think it's playable. I actually thought about giving it 4 stars too. So maybe 3.5 is where I really land. I imagine we're not as far off as you might think. Maybe just an interpretation of my scale. So I think this could be played. I just think there are instances where drawing this feels a little bad, or maybe your hand isn't lining up for it perfectly. So in other words, cards that are so like Armagadillo, right? Is it on here? Where is Armagadillo? So for instance, this is a card that feels way better to play if your hand isn't perfect. It's got a body attached. It's doing something on its own. It's not entirely dependent on hand state. Whereas this card's a little bit more dependent on hand state. Like, if you have 2 taunts in hand, do you still play this? Probably, but do you feel good about it? Maybe not. But what if you're sitting on like 1 or 0 taunts, or you don't have mana and you need to just play a taunt now? Like, this card starts to feel a little bit more awkward to me than a card like Armagadillo. Even though it's super flexible and cheap, which is not typically a sign of awkwardness, I think the fact that it's not attached to anything is a little bit worse. Now, I still think it's playable, though. I think it will be included in a Taunt Warrior deck. I don't think Taunt Warrior's deck we'll see anytime soon, for the record. I think Mech Warrior will be better, and Bomb Warrior builds for the foreseeable future. I think this card gets played anyway, the Frightened Flunky. I don't think this gets played yet. I think this has a chance of getting played anyway, but probably doesn't for a while. So, I actually like it okay. Anyway, let's just talk about Into the Fray then. What do you guys think? Let's see. Play it on 1 and Shaggy on 2. Yeah, it might be fine, yeah. It's a reprint of Bolster. Not exactly. Bolster was minions on board. This is minions in hand, which is better, because it's hard to keep minions on board when they all have taunt and you're not a super wide-based deck. This is the fact that they're in hand means that the stats are going to stick and going to be playable at some point. Hand buff spells are bad. That's why I pulled this back to 3 stars for me. Is like, well, we know that taunt is a thing, but do we know it's a good thing? Hand buff has never really gotten there. That's why I like this card, just because it's good anyway. It's good in a hand buff deck theoretically, but it's also just great regardless. That's why I think this card's okay, because it's not bad on its own. It's not great. A 4/7 is not something you'd play without the effect, but but it's okay to play it, and then it still supports even like just Zilliax and stuff. This one is like all in, right? This is 100% committed to this taunt hand buff style. If that doesn't work, this card fails.
I would rather have a lower cost taunt on board early instead of buffing taunts in my hand.
Well, that's kind of what I talked about with this card too. Where some of the cards are missing on here. What's the name of that card? The Infected? Some of the cards you have to search for. It's called like Goblin, right? Here it is, Infested. That's what I'm talking about with this card too, is where it's like, I think I'd rather just run an Iron Fur Grizzly than this. Like, I don't know if having the extra Scarabs in hand in order to buff is worth more than maybe just making the influential play on board right now. So, I mean, Iron Fur Grizzly's not a great example because that's a bad card. But you know what I mean? Like, a good 3-drop might just be worth more to me. Like, maybe a Harvest Golem is better than an Infested Goblin for me. So that card looked kind of fairly weak. It is good with the Unguro Quest, that's true, in wild format. It's just a big old bundle of taunts. I like that part of it, but these are standard format reviews, you know? But that's a good point, Tremutius. That's a good point. It's that many taunts that quickly for wild Taunt Warrior would be pretty nuts. Glowstone is doing good things, but so hand buff has hope. Well, that's again my point though, is like you get a minion. So it's not 100% based on the hand buff. There's something else about it that's okay. And I mean, Glowstone is not great as a minion, but it's at least a minion. You're still impacting things. Whereas Into the Fray feels worse to me. Now, again, I think it's an okay card, guys. I'm not saying it's a bad card. I think it's playable. It's just not as obvious to me. It's not as obvious to me. I think the ones that are attached to minions feel better generally. Smuggler's Run was like played a little bit in hand buff decks, but hand buff decks were never that great. Now, I do think this is better than Smuggler's Run for the record, for two reasons. One, you're building a deck with taunts. Taunts put the stats into impact more immediately than just regular minions, because you force your opponent to trade into those. Also, the buff is just bigger than Smuggler's Run, so you're getting more stats, and you're putting those stats into play faster. Now, obviously, you could have run taunts in a Smuggler's Run deck. We didn't ever see that. But this is kind of forcing your hand, building support pieces for it, so I think it's more likely that it sticks. Hey, Shro, dude, it's going good. It's going good. Regis, Shaggy isn't 5 stars because it's not neutral. It's not a good stat line. Yeah, but you can still have 5-star cards that aren't neutral. It's harder, I agree with you. But Stonehill Defender didn't have a good stat line either, right? It had actually one of the most widely mocked stat lines ever in the Silverback Patriarch stat line. So I don't think stat line alone is reason to say a card is bad. Now, I do actually think Stonehill Defender's stat line is better for its card than Frightened Flunkies. I talked about that in my review. I think if this was a 1/3, it would actually be better than as a 2/2 in a lot of ways, just because it would be a little bit more disruptive and, you know, essentially stall out the board a little longer very occasionally, which is the real goal with a card like this. You don't care about the attack value so much. You mostly just care about it getting in the way, being a little speed bump kind of. But available taunts are not all that good right now. Well, I actually don't know if I agree with that. I actually think the fact that Frightened Flunky himself is very likely to be grabbed is reason, because remember, it's biased towards class cards. So we are looking specifically at warrior taunts. There's 3 really solid warrior taunts right now. Armagadillo's great, Security Rover's great, Frightened Flunky's great. These are the 3 most likely to show up. So Frightened Flunky is going to be in, like, I don't know what the actual number is, but like maybe a third of your, maybe a half, maybe even half of your discovers are going to be Frightened Flunkies. So you can chain, oh, this is not taunt, you're right. So actually there's only 2? There's only 2 taunts. So you're going to basically always get Frightened Flunky or Armagadillo. Because you're very, very likely to get... that's actually amazing then. That's even better. You're pretty much always going to get these. You're going to get one of these in every Discover almost. Like half the time you're going to get one of these. And at least a third of the time you're going to get Frightened Flunky. Because remember, class cards have a bias. You are more likely to get class cards in a Discover pool than neutral cards. And that's what we always saw in Paladin, right? They'd always get Sunkeeper Tarim. They'd always get Tyrion. So we saw way more. Now, there are some bad neutral taunts, right? There's quite a few bad neutral taunts. But if you're getting Frightened Flunky all the time anyway, who cares? Who cares?
I am sure we will get 1 or 2 more taunt cards for Warrior, though.
We might, and we'll see how good they are. But So let's see. There are bad results. Like you could get, some of these aren't actually taunts. You could get Shield Bearer, Goldshire Footman, and Silverback Patriarch offered. Because the neutral taunt pool is considerably worse, right? Like you don't want most of these. You want the class taunts, but they're really, really good. Again, Fright and Flunky chains are going to be a thing. Just like there were Stonehill Defender chains, right? And that was even way less likely than Fright and Flunky chains. But Fright and Flunky chains are going to be super common. Fright and Flunky, and a Fright and Flunky, and a Fright and Flunky all the time. I think Flunky might replace Hero Power on 2 for most Warriors. That's a good thought, actually. Yeah. Guys, don't forget how played Stonehill Defender was. That card was insane. Everybody played it, including Warriors. And I think this might even be better than Stonehill. The taunt pool is not materially different than Stonehill, except for Paladins, of course. Paladins had a special use case. But the Warrior Flunky pool is going to be just these two things. And given the way a class card is biased to show up in a Discover pool, that means pretty much every Fright and Flunky, or, I don't know what the actual numbers are, but like 70% of Fright and Flunkies are going to have one of these two. Which means like maybe half of your Fright and Flunkies will have another Fright and Flunky. And I think those chains are just going to be crazy. Like you're just going to... There is a world where you play 5 of these in a turn, and it's not even that unlikely. Maybe like 1 out of 30 times or something, you'll get 5 of these in a row. Because again, Discover pools are biased towards class cards. You're more likely to see class cards. And currently there's only 2. If they add some more taunts to Warrior, that could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. We don't know. Stonehill into Tarim about a third of the time. Exactly. It's the same thing with Flunky, and it might be even more likely because there are fewer class cards. Anyway, I like Flunky a lot. Some people don't like him as much. I think he's going to be amazing. We'll see. We'll see. Just had the best fresh this morning from the farm, heirloom tomatoes. Dude, I'm jealous. That's my favorite thing in the world. You apparently know that, yeah. My absolute favorite thing in the world. I think in max 1.5 years, this will be the starting of a tempo hand buff taunt. Yeah, by the way, I don't actually think these cards are going to see play right away. I think Flunky might. But I think Mech Warrior is going to dominate in the standard format rotation. I think Flunky could make the cut anyway, maybe. But I don't think Into the Fray, Armagadillo are going to get in yet. I think they're going to wait until the standard format rotation hits if they do see play. So... it's going to be a challenge. I'm scared to play against Dragon Rogue at rank 1. Oh man, that does sound scary. I don't even know what that means. So, Wasteland Assassin, we haven't talked about this yet. New 5-mana 4/2. This card just looks weak to me. I think there are some crazy combo setup opportunities with like big buffs and stuff. You could do some silly things with Paladin, like, Blessing of Might and Blessed Champions or something. I don't know, whatever it is. But I don't even think it's sticky enough, really. There's still ways to kill this pretty easily for a lot of decks, just with any kind of AoE. I mean, the first half is a little harder to kill, but the second half is super easy to kill. I don't like weird decks. That's a fair point, Tributius. Yeah, if you don't know what they're doing, it's kind of frustrating, isn't it? Are there any discovery chance manipulations between rarities? I don't think so, no. I think rarities are irrelevant. It's just class cards get a bias. Class cards get a bias. So does anybody out there like this card for any reason? What do you think of Anubis Sith Warbringer for possible charge of decays? I think it's just way too slow, and you only get +3/+3, so... I don't know. Most decks wouldn't have time to run that if they're like a combo deck. Because... you need to stay alive.
I think it's cool art.
I think she looks pretty cool. Yeah, I like the pyramid in the background and stuff. I like how she's a mummy. Actually an ethereal, I guess, not a mummy. No, maybe a mummy? I don't know. She's a mummy because she's reborn, I guess. Yeah. She's actually a mummy. I actually don't like this artwork that much. I think it's fine. Like, it's got a cool look to it, I guess. I guess it's more serious artwork, which we don't get a lot of in Hearthstone, so I see why you guys like it. It's a little more serious. Like, I don't like Fright and Flunky's art. I love Matt Dixon. I love the guy who paints this, but this is a little too goofy for me, so I feel ya. I want somewhere in the middle, right? In the middle between serious and goofy. Like, I actually like the art on this card a lot. Like, very cartoony style in a way. Like, bold and bright and clean, but also just, like, a cool character. Like, a serious-looking character. So this one maybe ventures a little too seriously for me. A little bit too seriously for me. But I'm glad you guys like it. That's cool. Maybe feels a bit more Magic the Gathering-esque for you Magic fans out there. If she was dead, though, I guess she wasn't a very good assassin. I'm sorry I didn't read that, Pyro. It doesn't read assassin specifically for certain words. Art tier list. I feel bad doing that because art's so subjective. I've thought about making videos like the worst artwork in Hearthstone, but I just kind of feel like a jerk when I talk about it. So we haven't talked about Diseased Fledgling yet. I don't know why this has the wrong name on there. That's super weird. This is supposed to be called Diseased Fledgling. I don't know. Somebody got that wrong. What do you guys think about this card, though? I gave it 4 stars. I think it has potential. I think it's a little slow. Like, it's hard to get it done in the same turn, but I think the upsides are there enough to make it worth it. It's something Warlock likes to do anyway, so I think that helps a ton. I think that helps a ton. Pyro, if you don't know that, you may not have been here for the Diseased Fledgling joke. I don't know. You weren't here for that stream. I know you weren't. When we did the theory stream on these thumbnail images, I kept telling everybody this looked like a fledgling, not a crap. I went to the reveal accidentally. I kept telling everybody it looked like a fledgling, not a vulture, and they were like, "No, it's a vulture, Regis. Stop being stupid." So now I'm saying it's called Diseased Fledgling. Just because I'm wrong and I won't accept it. Does Zoo run enough self-damage to make it worth it? That's a good question, but there are some builds out there right now actually utilizing self-damage, and there's always just Flame Imps and stuff, and Crystologist and all those cards, so there are ways to do it. I mean, Hero Power alone might be enough, but there are some helpful support cards too. Solid card, the 3-drop pool is decent, and the stat line is fine. That's kind of how I feel too. I thought about giving this 3 stars, but I thought the upside made it intriguing. That rogue is weird. I'm not sure what he discovered, but he picked Boom's Scheme off the Hinch Clan Discover. Wow, that is a brave choice. Like, God, what were the other choices? Like Totemic Might or something? Like, what? How do you end up with Boom's Scheme? Is the 3-mana minion pool good enough for that card? I mean, we can look real quick. I don't know. I think it is. Usually there's not too many bad things. Can I do minion? Here we go. I mean, there's always going to be low rolls, but not too. I mean, I'd say most things are on average good. I haven't seen that many cards that look weak to me yet. Most of them, if they have bad stats, do have some kind of upside. I would want, at least a 3-attack minion, which most of them are, really. Some, Edwins and Face Collectors and stuff aren't as good. But if you got 6 stats in total, you'd be happy. Or maybe some upside. Flametongue Totem would be okay. Mana Tide would be fine. Spirit of the Frog might be a little weak. There's absolutely choices that are good. Some crazy high rolls like Frothing Berserkers, Rabid Worgen you'd be pretty happy about, I bet. The neutral set's going to have the worst ones. Ironbeak Owls. Ironbeak Owls is probably your lowest roll. Is that right? I'm guessing yes. Alarmobot arguably is lower, yeah. Voodoo Doll's pretty bad. So some low rolls, but to me it feels like a vast majority of these would be acceptable results. I think a vast majority would feel good. So my take is that it would be, on average, a very good result and not that hard to activate. So that's why I like it. Okay. What do you think about the Hunter cards? Because I'm disappointed with the first Legendary. I've been more disappointed with the Hunter cards than most people so far, so I feel you, dude. I feel you. Lodi's pretty bad, yeah. There's some bad results, but they seemed far fewer and far between than the good results to me. Yeah, we might see Blood Witch, man, or Deathweb Spider in a build like that, Covenant Kevlar. Yeah, this is the kind of support exactly. Bran, Elise, and Reno aren't in the card pool on the website right now. Do you know why? I don't know what's up with this. This Saviors of Doom thing is acting kind of wonky. Like you have to search for something. Like if you search for it, it'll be there. But it's not showing up. It's like they didn't get tagged appropriately or something. I don't know what. I've noticed the same thing. Something funky's going on. I thought about sending Blizzard a message, but I'm not sure it's worth the trouble. So you guys are seeing that too? That's not just something on my end. Like, do you see, when you go to this page, like the cards up here on the website, do you not see some of them too? It sounds like other people are missing them as well. That's because I was gonna send Blizzard a note, but I was like, well, it may just be me. Like my cache might be weird or something. But if you guys are seeing it too, okay, I may send a note. They may not know. I think most of us are using this, so it's probably worth it. I bet this gets a lot of traffic because it's the main schedule and stuff too. Did we talk about every card on here? We talked about Anubis with Warbringer last night. Fright and Flunky, you guys don't like quite as much as me, but I think it's gonna be good. I've only given 2 5-star cards so far, I think. Fright and Flunky and the Mage Quest, which most people don't like. I think that's the only 2 5-stars so far, right? Most people are not high on the Mage Quest. This card's been pretty popular in the community. Apparently it's maxed at 50. Oh, you think? Interesting. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Mage Quest is just a worse Hagatha. Well, I don't know about that. I actually think it might be a better Hagatha. Because you don't need a minion. Hagatha eventually runs out of gas. This mage one is actually theoretically infinite if you can stay alive, obviously, but Hagatha, you need minions. You have to commit mana before utilizing it. I mean, you kind of have to commit mana with the Mage Quest too, but you get the discount back. So it's like you eventually get that mana returned to you. It doesn't have a battle cry like Hagatha, but you also don't have to spend 8 mana to do it. It just happens automatically eventually. So I don't know if I agree with that. Plus, mage spells are maybe better than shaman spells on average, although that's debatable. That I'd have to think about more. What is the site called, Regis? It's just the Hearthstone website. I don't know. It's like playhearthstone.com or something. And then you go to cards. Do you have any speculation to what could be a neutral legendary? I don't know, man. Some people are throwing out theories, but I just don't have any clues. I don't know anything. It might be about deck manipulation or something. It'd be funny if it said if you have no duplicates, duplicate your deck. That would actually be pretty sweet because you could just get so many extra cards. But you'd have to play it after playing your other duplicate cards. Or your other no duplicate cards, I mean. So it would have some downsides. Thoughts on the new Hunter Secret? I don't like it as much as most people. I think it's decidedly worse than cards that do similar things, and I don't know what secrets I'd replace it for. Maybe a snipe. Replace with it. There we go. Maybe a snipe. But do you have a card reveal, Regis? I do. Yeah, it's on Friday, 2 days from now. That's why we're going to have a short stream today. Gotta work on it. Nothing like wait until the last day. I think Splitting Axe is being underrated. I think with the new evil totem, it could be silly. Okay. Do you think the totem will live long enough for your axe to get the attack off? I just accidentally downloaded something. I think I just downloaded Hearthstone. Do you think that the evil totem will live long enough? Like you're not going to want to be doing that on turn 6, right? So the totem has to kind of hang around. I feel like it might be a priority for your opponent to kill, and at only 2 health, it may not be worth it. Can you tease anything? No, I gotta keep it under wraps, man. I'm sorry. Or you just don't play no duplicate cards. There's no more no dupe cards coming out. No, actually, they said that there were. It originally said there wasn't gonna be any more no duplicate cards, and then they said no, actually, there is a neutral legendary for no duplicate support. I guess. I don't really know. That's what unfolded on Reddit. It was weird. So if you only saw the first post, you might think there's no more no duplicate cards. If you saw the second post, you might think otherwise. Under wraps, is that a tease? Oh, you. What about Axe to generate tokens for Bloodlust? You could, but the tokens wouldn't be able to attack immediately, so you'd have to wait a turn. So they'd have to hang around again. It's just, do the totems die? You've spent 3 turns building up totems. Your opponent has been playing minions with stats. They trade into your totems. You know what I mean? Like, how are these totems all just living? Why are they not living? Why are they not dying? I gave this 3 stars, by the way. I don't think it's terrible because there are good totems, but just playing devil's advocate a little bit here. I'm participating on a Hearthstone championship tonight. Can you wish me good luck? I don't know what that all means, but yeah, man, of course. Good luck with anything, whether Hearthstone or not. Good luck with all. Can you say a star rating for your card before we know what it is? I actually think it might be a 4-star card. I think it's pretty decent. It's a little slow, maybe. But maybe not, honestly. I don't know. I think it's pretty good. I think my card's pretty decent. There might be some debates about it. I don't think it will be obviously good to people. But I do think it'll be solid. Maybe 3 stars. Maybe 3.5. I don't know. I'm the only one who's seen it, so I don't have any other perspectives on it. But I think it's a little slow for its class. Oh, shoot. Well, you know, it's not a neutral card. Whoops. It's a little slow for its class. But it's a little slow for its class. But here's my card reveal, by the way. A little slow for its class, but I think it has quite a bit of upside and some long term. Not long. I just wait and see. Just wait and see. Whoops. Spoiler alerts. Whoops. Blizzard Police Sirens Regis banned. Yeah, I gotta go, guys. I really do need to go soon. I don't want to stream too long. I just wanted to get in like an hour here to hang out and talk about these cards. I got a lot to do, so nothing too crazy today. Well, we have a 1 in 9 chance of guessing the class. I honestly feel like it should be kind of obvious anyway. But that's me. I'm biased. I'm new here and people keep asking if you have a card reveal. What does that mean exactly? So, this what you're looking at on screen right now is the list of card reveals. So, all the new cards for Saviors of Uldum are being revealed one at a time before the expansion hits. I don't know how much context you need here, so I'm giving it all. And typically, community members or websites or like just whoever, people who make videos, will get a card to reveal. So they'll like make a big video about it or write an article about it or whatever, right? Like here is a reveal that came out today that's pretty hilarious. This is Patra's reveal. I don't want to play the whole thing to steal it from her, but I'll show you the teaser.
You want to play some Hearthstone later?
Only if I get to hear it.
I can hardly watch this, but it's very good. There's this, so they did a song, right? I'm not going to be singing in my reveal, spoiler. So you guys can go watch that later on Patra's channel if you want. But anyway, so I have one of those. I'm going to be putting out a video on Friday to reveal my card. But it's on Friday. Who ended up getting Toast's card? I have no idea. I don't know if they did that or not. Can we figure it out with 20 questions? You could definitely figure it out with 20 questions. You can definitely. Regis's new card, Mummy Face Spear. I hope that's it, man. I haven't seen the name yet, but I hope that's it. That sounds great. Okay, so I think we looked at all the new cards. Did I forget anything? Are we missing one? We looked at the 3 Warrior Taunt cards. I mean, this is neutral, but we looked at this guy, the Vulture. I'm sad some of the cards are missing on here because it's hard. We looked at Pressure Plates. I think we did talk about all of the new cards. Why doesn't Toast get a card? He did get a card, but he passed it up. He chose to give it away because community was giving him flack. Do you have a Broad parody for your reveal? Nah, I won't be doing that. I won't be doing that. Maybe one day we'll talk about that, but not today. Undeserved flack. Yeah, I'm not making a value judgment on it. I think Toast would have been a great person for a card reveal. I like I've said many times, If it were me giving out card reveals, I would never give them to Hearthstone people. I would give them to people outside of Hearthstone. I mean, I think it's really nice of Blizzard to recognize us and, you know, help us do outreach to the community. I certainly appreciate it personally, but I would give them to people who are outside of Hearthstone to help try to grow the game. It may not work all the time, but anybody that's not endemic to Hearthstone is potentially a bigger
I'm
marketing
so
opportunity.
happy
'Cause
Stonehill Defender is back. He was the best.
hey, Lieutenant Eddie, I know, right, dude? Yes, yes, perfect here. Stonehill Flunky here. Dude, thanks for the 9-month resub, Eddie. That's pretty incredible. So they do send out cards to non-endemic people that do a good job, right? Like this was a pretty sick reveal. Oh shoot, where did it go? The axe. Where's the axe? Here it is. This was a pretty sweet reveal. This guy is not inherently a Hearthstone guy, right? But he made an amazing video. It's Lego stop motion, which is just incredible. And again, I'm not going to watch the whole thing. Go seek it out if you want to watch it. I'm just giving you a preview here. Look how sick this is, though. It's incredible. It's so good. So if I were Blizzard, I would be looking for more opportunities like that, which they're doing a good job. Don't get me wrong. I'm not judging. I think they do a good job of balancing outside people and Hearthstone people, but I would probably be greedier if I were Blizzard and not give any to Hearthstone people. So I feel very lucky that I get one at all. I would be way greedier in their position and just try to find outside folks all the time. Although outside folks can be a bit unreliable. So anyway, Toast, because he hasn't been playing as much Hearthstone, made the selfless decision to give up his card. Unfortunately, a little pressured by the community in some ways, but he made the, I guess, you know, high-class move regardless. So I would have liked to see the Toast card reveal, but if he doesn't want to do it, or if he thinks the community's giving him a hard time, then that's okay too. All I want for next reveal is no videos with delay singing. I'm hoping for the same. That was really funny though. Like that song, for those of you who don't know, is a Stranger Things reference these days. And I think Stranger Things is what inspired the song there. Which was a pretty cool reference. Also a reference to a great movie that everyone should watch. Neverending Story. Classic 80s movie. Anyway, thanks again, Lieutenant Eddie. That production quality is indeed insane. Yeah, absolutely nuts, man. I can't imagine how long that stuff takes either. Stop motion is just ridiculous. See you, Penny New Moon. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate the heart there. Have a good day. I'm about to head out myself too. I was just gonna do a super short stream today just to say hello. I got a lot going on, so just wanted to stop by, talk about these new cards with you guys. I'm gonna head out in like 5 minutes, so. By the way, Regis, you blinked and confirmed it's a hunter weapon. I didn't even see the prompt. Oh no, my eyes have betrayed me. Why Tice didn't get to reveal a card? I don't know, man. I don't make the decisions. I think Tice would have been a great person to reveal a card. I literally sent Blizzard a message. I can't show you the email, but I would. I said, look, if you are getting hate from other people, like if other content creators are like mad or frustrated that they're not getting card reveals, I said, look, in the future, feel free to take me off the list. Like, I appreciate them. They're great. They're super fun. I enjoy them. But if other people are going to get stressed about it, I do great with card reveal season anyway. I do wonderful with card reviews. Like, it's a good month for me regardless. I don't need the card reveal to feel satisfied with my content or whatever. So I'll pass it on, right? I'll pass on the love. Somebody else can take my card reveal in the future if they're causing a stink. I don't mind. So I would happily give up my card reveal if somebody needed one. It's too late now for this one, but I don't. If Blizzard wants to take me off the list, that is fine. I feel like I've had, I feel like I've had a million opportunities with Blizzard. I don't really need more. Like they've been great to me. I don't want to get greedy with the stuff they offer. So if they feel the need to spread their love, that is absolutely encouraged by me. When is the end of reveal card schedule stream? I don't know, man. There's not one listed right now. I think normally they like put that on here, so I don't know. If there is one, stay tuned, I guess. No, but you are part of the card review sub community. But did Trump get a review? Is Trump getting a review? I'm sure Trump's getting a review, right? Yeah, Trump's reviews right here, or reveal is right here. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. There aren't that many people doing card reveal or card reviews that are like bigger card review people right nowadays. It's basically me, Trump, and Crip. Is that it? Who else does big? Like a lot of people do card reviews, and I don't want to slight anybody based on view count, but I mean, does anybody else hit that like 50K view range on card reviews? Maybe like Tice or somebody does. Does he do card reviews? There are a lot of people who get above that view range, obviously, but do they also do card reviews? I don't know about that. Omni? Yeah, well, Omni kind of got one, right? Because Fireback got one, and Patra got one, and then I'm sure Kibler will be involved if there's a card reveal stream. I don't know. There might be other people. I know Dexter does card reviews. I don't know if they're as popular as his other videos, but he does do some. How do you go back? My God. Famous Jake used to do really popular card review stuff, but he has stopped. Greetings from Athens, Greece. Wow, man. Jeez, thank you. Omni actually has direct reviews on the Omnistone show, so they got one for sure. Yeah. They are doing a card reveal stream on Play Hearthstone Twitch on July 31st. Oh, did they announce that? I didn't even hear about that. Is it with Kibler? I mean, okay, cool. So I actually knew about this already. It just got announced today. Okay. I didn't know if I could talk about it yet. All right. All right, cool. Cool. There we go. Yeah, so July 31st will be the final card reveal stream. I'll do my best to get a card review done that day, guys, but it might be tough. Might be tough. We'll see. We'll see. Do you have knowledge of more cards than just your own? No, I don't right now. No, I don't know anything. I know my card and that's it. I don't know any other card. I knew some last expansion, but this expansion, none. I am completely clueless. I have no head start. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go here shortly. Just a couple minutes left. We've talked about all the cards. I don't have a lot of time. Just wanted to say hello. Thank you for hanging out with me while you could. Do you think the 730 card is a rogue hero card? 730 card? No, I think this will be the quest. All the quests have featured the prominent villain or hero in them so far. So this is probably just the rogue legendary quest. If you look at all the quest artwork, right? This has Hagatha, this has Rafam, the Paladin quest is on here somewhere. It has Finley. Here it has Finley. So I'm pretty sure that'll just be the rogue legendary quest, if I had to guess. What is the Hunter quest? We don't know yet. It should have Bran in the artwork somewhere. I don't know if that's any of these or not. It doesn't look like it to me. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. What do you do with the cards that Blizzard sends you after you're done revealing them? They just sit somewhere. I don't know. it's somewhere. I got like a big pile of Hearthstone stuff over there, like mementos and like just random stuff I've gotten that I'm gonna put up on a shelf when I get my new house eventually. But I'm just too lazy to do it here because we're gonna move soon. So I don't know. I'll put them somewhere. I do have the one last time I got was not like a super high quality thing or anything. It was just a like styrofoam one. The one this time is a nice one. It's like a nice displayable kind of thing, which kind of wish I could have swapped. I kind of wish that this particular card was the styrofoam one, and Varisa, the classic iconic Warcraft character, was instead the one in the nice box. If I could trade, I would definitely trade, but that's okay. I'll take what I can get. My card reveal is Friday at 11 a.m. right here. So less than 48 hours away. All right, guys, I'm going to head out. I got to go. I know it's a short stream. I'm sorry. My apologies. I just wanted to say hello. I don't have a lot of time. You are on the internet. That's right. So I'm going to just share the love real quick with somebody else here. We'll drop you guys off on another stream. Again. I'm sorry for the short stream. No time. Just saying hello. So let's see. Who needs a raid? Some tiny dude or dudette. Here we go. This one looks good. So, dudes, if you want more thoughts on these cards, I've got the review up on YouTube already. You can go watch that. There'll be another one tomorrow. I'll be back tonight to stream more. In about 5.5 hours, I think I'll be live. So come hang out tonight if you want to talk more about cards. We'll be playing some Hearthstone, of course. So we'll do that. And then tomorrow morning I'll be back. Well, it'll be after... tomorrow's going to be weird because the cards come out at a weird time tomorrow. One comes out at 1 p.m., which is so weird. So, I don't know. I can't decide if I want to do a small review in the morning or just like wait until... Maybe I'll just stream early in the morning and then do this. Oh, yeah, that's fine. This is 1 p.m. So, yeah, never mind. That's what we'll do. We'll just stream early, like normal time in the morning. And then do this review after the stream. That'll be fine. Okay. That's going to be kind of weird because we'll have cards to talk about before I review them, but that's no big deal. So yeah, I'll see you guys tonight and then tomorrow morning. In the meantime, go check out YouTube, link below the stream. Have fun on this raid and enjoy I don't know, be nice to this person, you know, drop them some follows, some kind words, etc. And I will see you guys shortly, but thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the subs and bits while you were here for this short little stream. My apologies for cutting it quick today, just a lot going on. But I'll see you guys for too long. So thanks. Love you. Appreciate watching. And until next time, game on.